this is an imaginal exercise where this is actually a chair, okay? But let's talk a little bit about sitting in a chair, which is basically no matter what your chair looks like, you're gonna need to adjust it a little bit for meditating. For a couple reasons, mainly because you want your body to know you're doing something different than you're normally doing in that chair. And you want to just make the chair as comfortable as possible. And normally when we're sitting in a chair, we're not thinking about, is it super comfortable to hold still? We're like typing, we're eating, we're doing something else in the chair. So you might want to take one of these cushions or a blanket or some small pillow and just pad the seat of the chair a little bit. Another thing would be to turn this over to make like a little bit of a ledge for your pelvis. So like the same way that we do on the Zafu, and we make sure that our pelvis is in a neutral position and the water isn't spilling forward or spilling back, we want to do that in the chair too. So it can be good to have a little ledge for your sit bones to ground down into. Also, when you're sitting in a chair to meditate, you want to make sure that your hips are higher than your knees, which is the same thing as we were doing when we were sitting cross-legged on the Zafu in either the hero's pose or the cross-legged pose. In both instances, my hips were higher than my knees. Same goes for a chair. So you might need to put some blankets, to fold up some blankets or a pillow under your hips, so now your hips are higher. That lengthens your lower back, make sure that your pelvis is neutral. The other thing you might want to do to the chair is to have a little bit more support for your lower back. Now, when we're supporting our lower back, we're actually not putting a pillow in our lower back. That's not what we're doing. We're supporting our lower back by placing a pillow, maybe like this, behind your shoulders. So I'm just going to turn sideways to show you what I mean. So imagine, again, this is an imaginal exercise. I'm sitting in a chair, and I'm taking something like this, which could be like a rolled up towel, or like a rolled up blanket, or like, I don't know, you could roll up a hoodie even. I really don't care. But you want this to go between your shoulder blades. You want it to start maybe right here, like if you were a girl and you were wearing a bra, that's sort of where it would start, and it will go between your shoulder blades, and it'll go against the back of the chair. And what you'll do is then you can kind of press, you could soften your frontal ribs, soften your rib cage, and sort of press between your shoulder blades back into this, into the chair. When I do that, my lower back lengthens. So ideally, best case scenario, you've got something under your hips so that your pelvis is neutral, your hips are higher than your knees, and you've got something nice between your shoulder blades, either like this or the other direction, so that both of your shoulder blades are pressing into